Hi everyone, my name is Kitty. Today I'm here to show you how to make your own bedazzled sweatsuit. As you can see, I have just started on my kind of rainbow Gucci sweatpants. If you remember in the 90s, the bedazzled bum was sort of the trend, but this time I have followed TikTok trends, and instead of a juicy booty, I have given myself a Gucci crotch. A bit of a disclaimer for this project is it's fairly time consuming. For example, this purple eye was most of the Queen of the Damned movie. This yellow U was a lot of episodes of King of the Hill. The red G was the Trolls movie. So I do recommend having a TV show or some movies to put on in the background while you work. These are some things you're going to need to make it. The first thing you're going to need is a black sweatshirt or sweatpants, or really any color. I just got this from H&M. You can get yours from wherever. You will be needing some cardboard to stick inside of your sweatshirt or sweatpants. That's just going to give you a flat working surface, much easier to bedazzle on, and of course it will protect the other side of fabric. Other things you will need is your logo or design. You can trace it on the computer, you can draw it yourself, anything is fine. You will also be needing a glue stick. I am using a white gel pen. You can use a white colored pencil, chalk, anything to mark on your sweatshirt or sweatpants that will wash away later. You will be needing scissors or a X-acto knife, something for some very detailed cutting. Tweezers with a very fine tip, that's just to place and sort of add the crystals. You will also be needing a hot tool. You can get yours anywhere online or some craft stores. I think I got mine on eBay for $10 or $15. And depending on your kit, it may come with tweezers and it may come with a variety of tips to interchange on your hot tool. I am of course using the larger sort of flat tip. That's so that I can arrange a couple crystals at a time and then just press it. And of course you will be needing crystals for your design. As you can see, these are much smaller. These are the crystals I'm going to be using for mine. These are 2mm crystals. These ones here are 6. So the larger crystal will go a lot faster for your design. However, it will be a little bit chunkier. For a much more detailed design, you may prefer smaller crystals. Smaller crystals do take longer to apply, but yeah, I think it just gives a much neater looking design. For each color, I ordered 1,400 crystals. Each letter took about 600 to 700 crystals. So you'll be needing a lot of crystals. Another thing I recommend is getting the Hot Fix crystals. Hot Fix crystals means that there's a little bit of glue on the back of the crystal so that you can press your hot tool to it, melt the glue on the back of the Hot Fix crystal, and adhere the crystal directly to your fabric. If you do not get a Hot Fix crystal, there will be no glue on the back of the crystal, meaning you have to apply your own, and you'll have to use something like E6000 glue. For other projects, the glue may be better, but personally, I think for clothing, the Hot Fix crystals are the best. It's a lot cleaner, neater design. I do feel it goes a little bit faster. I'm gonna make sure I put a list down below of all the materials you will need, and once you get those collected and ready, we can get started. The first thing you're going to need to do is cut out your logo. We are going to be actually using the shapes themselves and not the negative. So just be very careful when you're cutting out. Try to get and keep as much detail as possible. And here you can see me cutting out all the little pieces, the Gucci logo, the side pieces, and all of the letters. Just getting them ready since we will be using these to trace the design onto our sweatshirt or sweatpants. Okay, so now we have our letters ready, and just go ahead and use a ruler or some tools and just kind of measure out to make sure everything is even and centered on your sweatshirt. I am using my white gel pen and sort of creating marks to help me know how to center everything. Position it, and when you're ready, add a little bit of glue to the back of the letters and lay them gently in place. You can very gently peel them up and readjust them as needed. When you're ready, take your white gel pen and trace around the edges of the paper that you secured down with the glue stick. This is going to be sort of the markers of where you will place your crystals. So be very careful, and don't worry if you do happen to change your mind or you don't like your design. It's very easy to take a damp cloth and gently rub away some of the white marks, and you can reapply. Now is a great time to slip the cardboard into your sweatshirt or sweatpants if you haven't already. And go ahead and plug in your hot tool and give it a minute or two to heat up completely. Then slowly, using your tweezers, start placing your crystals. I kind of like to work from the outside edges to the center and build straight lines, but there are a lot of different patterns you can do, and depending on the size of your crystals, it may change sort of the way you place them. Of course, you may also have your own technique when placing crystals. As you can see, I've sort of worked up the side of the purple eye, adding crystals along the edge, and then going back and kind of filling in the center, working from the outside in to complete the shape of the purple eye. You can see as I'm placing the crystals, I might do 5 or 6 crystals at a time, and then I go back and I press them with the hot tool. I press them for a couple seconds each, just to make sure they're secured. Of course, if you do make an accident, you don't quite like where those crystals are sitting, you can always go back and reheat up that crystal and adjust it, move it around so it fits better. You can see how I am sometimes adjusting crystals as I go. Now that I've finished the purple eye, I'm moving on to the blue C. I'm just starting from the outside edge and working around. And I just like to go one letter at a time. That way I don't mix up the different colored crystals. And yes, really, it's quite simple to bedazzle your own thing. Really, it's just about having the patience to keep doing it. You just have to keep working letter from letter, and it's not too difficult. You just have to be careful not to burn yourself with the hot tool, and just checking to make sure all of your crystals have been pressed long enough. That way they're secured to the fabric. And yeah, you just keep working from letter to letter. Once you finish that blue C, you move on and you do the green C. You do the U, you do the G. And it's just kind of having the perseverance to keep going. Like I said, if you do the bigger crystals, it'll go a lot faster. But I do love the blingy look of the smaller crystals. Now that you've finished bedazzling, you can go ahead and put it into the wash. Make sure to inside it out and do a low heat wash and dry cycle. That's going to help get rid of any of the white marks we made. So let's go.